Welcome to another connection here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King, thanks for joining us on our show this week. Each week we come into Studio B and have different organizations and individuals come in to talk about lots of things going on around our broadcast area. We do have a lot of things going on here, and many times perhaps you're out there and you don't know about it. We don't want you to miss the events, and we want you to support these different organizations in our area. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We're going to talk with two ladies about an event coming up, but more importantly about an organization that does a lot for the Buffalo National River.
Your house is a reflection of you. Hi, I'm Gayla with Trinity Flooring. And flooring is all we do. We're expert at choosing the right product for the right application for every room in your home. Installation is the key. And we guarantee the best installation in the Ozarks at the right price. We proudly serve the Harrison area, and we'll bring the samples to your door.
Trinity Flooring, do it right the first time.
TrinityFlooringBranson.com.
This is Josh from Harrison Battery and Tire. Lots of folks have been asking about roadside assistance, and now it's available. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, we can quickly and efficiently take care of your tires and battery issues with one phone call. Professional, secure, comforting to get you back on the road. No matter what time, no matter what type of vehicle you drive, call for details at 870-741-7041. Harrison Battery and Tire on the curve of Main Street in Harrison, HarrisonBatteryandTire.com. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television, and our first two guests in the studio today. One has been with us for many, many years, on and off, Ginger Milan, and she has brought a guest with us, Lauren Ray. Did I get that right, Lauren? Thank you so much for coming in. Ginger, long time no see.
That's right. That's right.
Golly, we used to get together once a month, and I miss you down
Well,
there.
thank you. Thank you.
But you're always doing other things.
I am. I seem to feel every minute, so.
Well, I tell you, let's talk about the Buffalo National River Partners, because I know you're very active in that, and then we'll get Lauren involved in this conversation.
All right. Well, I became involved with Buffalo National River Partners through the library. They do monthly educational programming there. It's always the fourth Tuesday of each month, and I got to know some of the members and realized what a great organization the Partners is. And so my husband and I joined, and then not long after that I got on the board. And our president, Sybil, moved to Fayetteville, and guess what?
Guess who the new president is?
I'm the new president, sort of by default. But it's been a really good experience, and as you know, I'm retired for the second time, and now I have time to work with it, and it's amazing. All of the things that BNRP does, and from educational programming, river cleanups. We have a program at Tyler Bend to eradicate invasive plants and use native plants. That's an ongoing project. We helped sponsor a biathlon last year over at Buffalo Point, and that's going to be coming up again in the spring. We have volunteers in Boxley Valley in October when everyone drives from 5 states to look at the elk, and we answer questions, and we just do many things.
Okay, so the Buffalo National River Partners, I'm assuming the organization's been going for a while?
Yes. I believe it's been in place almost 10 years.
Okay, so it's not brand new.
Right. We have at this time 142 members. And there are a lot in the Harrison area, but also a lot over in the lower part of the river, Yellville, Mountain Home. We have people from Newton County, Searcy County, Marion County, and then we have a kind of a group over in the Fayetteville area, Little Rock. Anyone who loves the river is welcome to join.
So the organization itself is basically working with the Department of Interior,
That's right.
the Park Service, from where it starts up in the upper part of the Ponca area all the way to the bottom.
That's right.
So
that's
up
right.
and down the river itself.
We are like a friends group,
Okay.
like Friends of the Library. Well, we're Friends of the River.
Okay.
So.
That's great. Great. I'm sure the Park Service, Lauren, is very appreciative to have an organization like this to, you know, I mean, they can keep activities going where, you know, your job is a little bit different, although you still have to deal with residents and all the other issues. But they can be maybe a little bit more active in some of the events coming up, and obviously helping you keep the river clean. And
Absolutely.
you don't have enough staff to do all that, I'm sure.
Yeah, so BNRP, every one of the members that are involved with the park are so invaluable to our operations, because when we are short on staff for certain events, we can call upon BNRP and they will send 10 to 20 volunteers who are just more than willing to help us out in any capacity that we need. So we appreciate these guys so very much.
That's great. I know you do different events. We were talking about some of the events that you do throughout the year, and I'm sure people out there watching have been involved and have gone to different events. Some of the events, maybe just a few of them that you do during the year. I know we're going to talk about one that's coming up,
right.
But you have a lot of other events.
We
that you
do. One of the things that I helped with last May was at Tyler Bend. It was a Special Olympics Fun Day, and it was multiple counties involved, and so all of these individuals and were met at Tyler Bend. There were all kinds of activities for them that was just fun. It wasn't competition like Special Olympics. We also were at the Ozark Folklife Festival, which was also at Tyler Bend last October, which was a huge event. So we sponsor cemetery strolls once a year, a wildflower walk. So there's just, and another thing that we do is we support activities of the Park Service. For example, back in February was the Leave No Trace workshop, which was at Steel Creek.
Okay.
And it's a very important thing to learn about, and that is when you go to the park, you take out whatever you brought in.
Right.
And so there were, about 40 people there, and so BNRP fed the participants. And so we probably had about 10 members involved with that. And so that's just one of the few things that we do. A project that we are taking on, and we haven't really even started with this, we have decided that we're going to support the 2 resource learning centers that the Park Service has started. And we're very excited about that, because we feel like the future of the river and the health of the river is going to depend on education. So these resource learning centers, one is at Tony Bend over near Buffalo Point, and the other one is at Steel Creek. And they have partnered with the University of Central Arkansas, North Arkansas College, ASU, and so not only will school children participate, but also college students and research
That's great.
person. So we're the fundraiser word is one I don't like to use, but we're on that path so that we can support it financially.
That's fantastic. You know, it's been about, and I'm going to let you talk about your event, but about, maybe 3 weeks ago, I guess, this time of the year, I like to go hiking and do stuff, and I had not been to Gilbert, which is down on the Buffalo River in a long time, so a friend and I went down there, and we parked, and I knew there were some old trails, some old logging trails and so forth. But anyway, I went up, parked before you get into Gilbert, and went up on the hill there, and kind of took an old, well, actually it was a marked trail. They had marked it, but it was originally probably an old logging trail. But there was a couple of big old house places there, and each house place had a cellar where, I mean, you don't think about it sometimes, but in years gone by, a lot of the people that obviously settled along the Buffalo River, because you had fresh water, you had, fish in the river, wildlife around there, they were self-sustaining, and they used the river, before it became a national river, obviously years ago. And it's kind of neat to go and look at, and the flowers were coming up, and there was one area there that had wild ferns. I've never seen this many wild ferns along, it would have been on the east side, I guess, and it was just a whole area covered with wild. It was beautiful. Anyway, I got off track, but sometimes you forget about right here in our back door the beauty that we have with the Buffalo River. And I grew up here, and we used to float it when it was just a river. Didn't think much about it, but we do need to take care of our streams. Okay, well, I want to talk about what's your event coming up. You got a concert coming up.
Yes, so on Saturday, April 22nd, down at Steel Creek Campground, the Buffalo National River Partners are going to be sponsoring our second annual concert in the park with National Park Radio, which is a local Harrison-based band. They came out last year to do the same event. Last year, 2016, was the National Park Service Centennial. And so we tried putting on all of these major events for the first time, and every one of them went so successfully that BNRP has been gracious enough to offer to help us put them on, hopefully in perpetuity.
Oh, great.
So, this year, April 22nd is Earth Day, so it's going to be a really great opportunity for people to come out, enjoy some live music outdoors among the beauty of the Buffalo River, and learn more about the park and about the partners.
That's a gorgeous spot.
It is a gorgeous spot.
It's one of the more popular, I guess, on the Buffalo River. Probably filmed more than anything else, along with the elk. But it's a great spot for that, and to be able to have an outdoor kind of concert like that. It's pretty, and they're very good. I've heard them play. They're excellent. They're excellent. They fit in perfect for the type of music you would like to have for an outdoor type concert like that along the Buffalo. How are you going to power that thing, Donna?
Well, that's a really good question. As you know, it is Earth Day, and Earth Day's been around for 30-something years. Anyway, National Park Radio announced through social media that they are going to power the concert, their amps, guitars, everything, through solar energy, and it will be provided by Richter Solar Energy Company. And I just think that's really exciting that they are not only promoting their music, but they're promoting Earth Day. They are also releasing their new album that day, and they'll have a table set up to sell CDs and merchandise. But it's truly an Earth Day event. Wow,
that's pretty. Of course, I know you have power over that way. I didn't mean that, but that's pretty nice. That you come up with a company that's willing to come over and set up solar panels and utilize that for powering up for this concert and the lights and so forth. Yeah. It starts at 5 p.m., but roughly how long does the event last? The
music lasts 2 hours, so the music will be over around 7 p.m. But last year, people started arriving for the concert around 1 or 2 p.m., finding a spot in the field where they could set up and kind of claim an area. So people are welcome to come out, enjoy the scenery before the music even starts. They're welcome to camp out at Steel Creek Campground and our other area campgrounds. Just a word of warning, though, the campgrounds are going to fill up pretty quickly that weekend.
So get there early.
Yes, sir.
Right.
First come, first serve.
Right, and I think there'll be a couple of food vendors there.
Good. So it'll have.
Right, and I would like to mention that, as you said, or reinforce that the Partners is paying for the concert.
Okay.
And last year there were approximately 600 people. Okay. We are expecting more than that this year. Right. If everyone who attended last year had donated $3 to $5, this concert would have been paid for. So
we'll make sure that if you go to this, help them out a little bit. They need some help.
Well, and we have a link on our website, which is www.bnrpartners.org, or you can just Google BNRP. We have a link there, and you can donate through PayPal.
Perfect.
Or you can mail us a check P.O. Box 1914.
We've run out of time.
I'm sorry.
But okay, so help them out. I mean, that's a great way. It'll be a fun event, and they do so much work. Join them. They help them keep the Buffalo River the pristine place that we see today. Thank you both for coming. Lauren, very nice to meet you, and good luck with you. And if you retire again, let me know.
Okay.
Keep me posted on what's going on.
All right.
Thanks for these two ladies coming and talked about the Buffalo National River Partners, a big concert coming up. Don't forget about it. Go down there and enjoy some nice music and enjoy the Buffalo River. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We're going to talk with a young lady that has joined a great organization right here in Harrison that does a lot for children. Stay with us.
Sam Alexander Pharmacy has expanded and is now offering many additional products and services. Their new pharmaceutical compounding area allows them to create products to fit the unique needs of a customer. They also have added Spinco orthotic shoes and sandals, Dr. Comfort diabetic shoes, baby gifts by Aiden and Anais, and toys by Melissa and Doug. Stop in today and let them help you with any of your specialty pharmaceutical needs. Sam Alexander Pharmacy, your local Health Mart pharmacy in Harrison.
My name is Deborah. I work at Dental Creations on the Square in Harrison. Not only do I work at the front desk, but I'm also a dental assistant. So I'm seeing you from the beginning, throughout the whole process, and even at the end of the process. We're happy to help in any way we possibly can, and I think that sets us apart from most offices. We don't just hustle you through here just to make a dollar. We're here for you, and we want to do the best we can for you.
Dental Creations on the Square in Harrison, next to the Big Red Boot.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King, thanks for joining us on the show this week. We appreciate you joining us each week as we have different individuals come in and talk about their organizations and all the many things that go on around our viewing area. We do appreciate it. Our next guest is actually new to our show, has not been in on our show before, but not a new organization. It is Kaylee Evans, and she's with Grandma's House. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate it. Thanks for contacting us. Of course, we're very familiar with Grandma's House. We actually started promoting Grandma's House when it first came here, and I can't even remember now. It's been so many years. It's been around.
Been about 5 years.
I started to say 5 or 6 years since they were here. And they Michelle Steiner, who is the director of that, she came in the first time they first opened the Grandma's House and talked to us about it, and was really operating it pretty well on her own. And since then, they've added a lot of staff members, and obviously Kaylee is the newest member of the staff.
Yes, I am.
Just out of college, not too long ago, down at Harding University, yes. And a native of Green Forest, Arkansas. Mm-hmm. So you're right back in your back door here.
Yes, I wanted to stay home.
Well, that's good. That's great. So you've joined them. Tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing. I know you'll be working, obviously, with the other staff there, but.
Okay, so we are a children's advocacy center, so everybody kind of can do advocacy with families, which means when they come in, we walk them through the process that they are going through with their child, make sure therapy is available to everybody, and that they can get any help that they need, whether it's, legal help, medical help, counseling, like I said, or food stamps, anything. We're there for them with advocacy. And I also am doing the forensic interviews like we do with every child that is coming in to see us. But my secondary role here is the public relations coordinator. So I built a new website for us. That was my first task. It took me a little bit, but it is up and running, and it is my baby. I'm very proud of it. So we have a brand new website, and I also am in charge of the events that we have coming up in both Boone and Carroll County.
Right. Carroll County, I know you expanded into Carroll. Well, you actually, I guess, started in Carroll County.
Yes, we started in 2009 in Green Forest.
Right.
And which is how I found out about it, because I volunteered with Grandma's House while I was in high school. So I met Michelle in 2010. And then in 2012 or 11, I believe, they moved over here to Harrison, got another center, and we still use the Green Forest location. But I have big news to share with you, and nobody else knows this yet. So
we're going to be breaking some new news.
Breaking news.
Well, let's go ahead and let's just break it too.
Okay, let's break it. We just got approved for a big grant, and we are going to be opening a new center in Berryville, hopefully by the end of the year, a full working center where we can do medical exams and counseling and everything that we're doing in Harrison, also in Berryville. Because our Green Forest location is not as up to date as our Harrison one, and we want to make sure Carroll County is getting all the benefits from Grandma's House that it possibly can, because while we do serve 6 counties, the main 2 that we get children from are Boone and Carroll.
Okay.
You know, we saw about 274 children last year, and I would say a solid 65% of them came from Boone and Carroll counties.
Oh, wow. Wow. So this, you'll have a new facility in Berryville, which will be fully operational and staffed up just like the Harrison facility.
Yes.
What's the other, I forget, tell me, the other counties. You do Boone, Carroll.
Boone, Carroll, Baxter, Madison, Marion, and Newton counties.
That's right. Okay. Basically the 14th Judicial District is kind of what you do. And one thing about Grandma's House, and you have to understand this, is that not unlike a lot of organizations, when it has to do with family situations or children, they really mesh with a lot of other entities. You know, obviously the Arkansas State Police, 14th Judicial Task Force, the judges, you know, CASA, I mean, you name it. I mean, all of those, Health and Human Services, all of those.
We are integrated everywhere.
Everywhere there. The one thing that I guess we talked about, and I remember when Michelle Steiner came in for the first time, a lot of people didn't understand exactly what Grandma's House was going to do and the need for it.
Right.
It's unfortunate that the need is there, but it is there.
Yes.
And probably now even more so because of, thank goodness, awareness is better than it used to be. Is that?
It really is, and so many people, especially when they see our building here in Harrison, think that we are a daycare center because you know we've got the white picket fence, we have hands on our sign, and it looks like a nice, neat house. It has a playground in the backyard, so of course it's a daycare center. What else would it be? But luckily, you know, Cody Tatum, who has been there for a couple of years, he has moved up a little bit, and he is now our advocacy and prevention coordinator. So he is going out to businesses and groups and churches and kind of promoting what we are, making people aware anywhere and everywhere that will take him, and giving them some kind of educational trainings to make sure they know what to do if they need to call into the child abuse hotline for a child that they know. And it's just, he's doing an amazing job getting the word out. But there are still people who don't understand what we do. And, you know, we're not a part of any of the investigations. We are just there to make sure that the child has a safe place, gets some help, and that they get to share their side of the story. Because every child we see has allegations of being a victim of physical abuse or sexual abuse. And the sad truth is about 90% of the time it is a sexual abuse allegation.
Yeah. Do you see... I've asked this to other organizations in a similar capacity, maybe. Is it the younger, you see more of the younger kids, or what age group is the heaviest as far as the problem?
I would probably say right now between like 7 to 12, 13, when they're realizing that this isn't how everybody's life is, you know?
Right.
They're realizing that it's different and that it's not okay that this is happening to them, and they're reaching the age where they know to tell somebody or get some help.
Right. Do you see a situation where, and I guess it could be either it could be a mother, it could be a father, it could be a guardian, relative, whatever. Do you see more? Let's just hypothetically say that maybe a father or the male person in the home is maybe sexually abusing a female, a young child. Are the other guardians coming out more or less to make you aware? Because if it's a real young child, let's say it's 5 or 6 years, they don't know sometimes. so they're not going to know to go, you know,
right.
and maybe won't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, are you seeing more or less of that? I mean, where do you see it going?
Well, the majority of the time, the offenders in our cases are a relative, whether it's a parent, step-parent, sibling, somebody that they know well.
Yes.
It is rarely, you know, a stranger like what you would see on TV, sadly.
Right.
And I'd say maybe 50-50. I'm not sure I've been there long enough to be able to give you the most solid number.
That's okay.
But about 50% of the time we have a supportive, non-offending parent. And a lot of the other times there's no way that happened. There's no way that person did this. They are too good for that. You know, they would never do that. But no one ever expects that from someone that they love.
I see. Okay, well, let's get into a little different thing. Let's talk about since you're in charge of PR, and so let's talk about what's going in April. You've got, I'm sure, big things going. Other than the new facility coming up. I like that. Let's talk about April.
April is huge for Grandma's House because it's Child Abuse Awareness Month, and that is just a big deal for every Children's Advocacy Center. And we have 15 in Arkansas, so all over the state, April is just going to be a big deal for us. And actually, April 6th and 7th are going to be the two biggest days for Grandma's House this month, because April 6th is Arkansas Gives Day. And if you don't know about that, it's a day for Arkansans and people everywhere, really, to donate to their favorite charity that is based in Arkansas. So from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on April 6th, you can go online either to our website, and we'll link you to the Arkansas Gives Day website, or you can go straight to the Arkansas Gives Day website. You can pick up the 10 charities that you would like to donate to in Arkansas, and whichever charity kind of gets the most donations, you get a bigger cut of bonus dollars from a separate affiliation that is helping with this day.
Fantastic. Okay, talk about what's April 7th.
April 7th. Okay, this is it's a big deal for Grandma's House. We're having our first annual gala, and it's going to be at the John Paul Hammerschmidt Conference Center on NAC South Campus. We're going to open the doors at 6:30, and people can come in and get some of Luann Sutton's special punch, which is non-alcoholic, I will say. They'll come in, they'll have punch. We're going to have Jamie's restaurant give us a catered dinner, which the meal is going to be lovely. I've seen the menu, and as hungry as I am now, it's making me hungrier just thinking about it. The First Lady of Arkansas, Miss Susan Hutchison, will be there. She's going to be making an appearance and speaking because child abuse is kind of her soapbox right now. It's her platform. And we're going to be having a live auction just to raise some money for Grandma's House. All proceeds will go to Grandma's House. So it's going to be a big night for us. We're going to have live classical entertainment throughout the evening and a couple of little speeches here and there. We're not going to talk too much. But it's just, I'm very, very excited for this event.
So this is your first gala?
Yes, first one ever, and all of our information about this event and Arkansas Gives Day is online on our website.
That
you can always
put
look
together.
at. I put together. And even if you're curious about what to wear, because right now we're saying that it's business formal. You can go up higher than that. It's whatever you want, but I have there's several options for men and women that they can look at online, just to kind of make sure that you're going to look right. Okay, good. Well, that sounds like a fun event. So mark your calendars. That will be April the 7th, 6:30 p.m. at the JPH Center on the at the South Campus. Is that right? South Campus of North Arkansas College. And the tickets are $25 per guest. Includes your meal, entertainment. First Lady of Arkansas will be there to speak, and silent auctions and all kinds of stuff. So a lot of things going on there. Don't forget about Grandma's House. They do a wonderful job, and they what they do is it's unprecedented sometimes. So don't forget about that. Thank you so much for coming in today. We've run out of time, but it's nice to meet you. Thank you. It was lovely to meet you. Keep us posted, and since you're a PR person, well, you let us know when anything's coming on. Send us an email, and we'll have you back in on the show, and you can bring the dog next time, will you? I would love to bring the dog. Thanks for joining us on Connection this week. We hope we brought some information to you perhaps you didn't know about. Join us every Monday as we have organizations and people come in to talk about what should be important to you around our broadcast area as we connect with you.